how's it going? Today I'm going to talk about rappers in COVID times. We're going to see how the COVID pandemic has affected, well, has affected a lot of things, has affected everything, but we're going to see in this video how COVID has affected the rap world, industry, scene, and well, let's get started. First of all, when this started like months ago, like 8 months ago or whatever, um, well, and then it advanced a little bit. I don't know exactly when, but the lockdowns were imposed. I mean, in other places, in Europe, in Asia, and I mean everywhere. In the United States, uh, it depended on the states, right? How they manage the situation is dependent on its individual state, right? And well, for example, what comes to my mind is California. I mean, California. If you think about where most famous people live, where most music industry people live, where most, like arts in the sense of movies and like entertainment live, has to be California, I would say. I mean, not just California, but I mean, I would say it's a big part of it, right? And I'm saying that because California had, I would say, well, I think one of the most restrictive lockdowns or measures for COVID, especially early on. So by this, I am assuming that a lot of people, a lot of rappers, this video is about rappers. Rappers, and I mean, you could also extend a little bit to other people in the mainstream music industry nowadays. A lot of these people were forced to stay home. They were forced to stay home for a period of time. I mean, I was not in California when this was happening, right? So I mean, I cannot tell you firsthand this was allowed, this was not allowed, whatever, I don't know. But I know that people were locked down in their homes for a period of time, and not a not a small period of time. So let's see why is this relevant? Why is this important? Well, I mean, anyone can imagine that this has consequences, right? I mean, lockdowns for everybody, they have consequences. But we're focusing on rappers, in the mainstream. And I mean, I say rappers because it's most of what's, hot these days, I would say. Many people will say, right? Even if it's not rap, right? It's however you want to call it, this new rap. However you want to call it, okay? So, why is this important? This is pretty this is pretty important because if you think about it, how are they going to keep making music and to the same level that they were making it before the pandemic? This is the real issue here. This is what I'm going to be getting into here. So rappers, we all love some of them, most of them, maybe just a little, some of them. Um, and one thing that we love about them, well, I'm including myself here, but I mean, I like some things, I don't like some other things, but the music is catchy. It's in the moment and all of that. Anyway, um, their lifestyle. Their lifestyle is the most important thing here. I mean, their lifestyle is everything. And then from their lifestyle, everything else derives. And that includes the music. So, it's pretty simple. If their lifestyle changes, if their lifestyle radically changes and it diminishes in quality of life and freedom and what you can do and who you can associate with, who you can hang out with, where you can go, what you can do. I mean, it sucks. It sucks for everybody, but we're focusing on rappers. Rappers, they have the most outrageous lifestyles, and they do wild things. They do cool things. I mean, some will say, cool things, but they do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of stuff, crazy stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. Okay, but I think that everyone can agree that their lifestyle is different from the rest of the people. They do wild stuff, right? That's what they sing about, talk about in their songs, in their music, in their albums. So, what are you going to do when all you can do in your life is stay home and go grocery shopping and maybe go see a friend here and there? But what is that? That sucks. That sucks. That sucks even for normal people. So imagine like these influential people. I mean, what they will be doing, right? They will be doing wild stuff, interesting stuff, at least interesting stuff. So why does this matter? Why is this relevant? Well, because I have already laid it out, right? Their music, consequently, is going to be worse. It's going to be worse. It's going to be limited by the pandemic. It sucks. So their songs are going to, so they're not going to be able to have all that lifestyle, all those things that they do, and that leads to the mood being lower, right? Because I'm talking in generals, right? But the stereotype is like living to the fullest, doing wild things, doing crazy stuff. Then your songs are going to suck compared to what they were before this. So, well, the lyrics. What are the lyrics going to be? Are you going to be like, I'm chilling at home with my dog and going to get some food later or something like that? I mean, or even if you're like, even if you have like, they're going to still have a successful life. Okay, they're not going in these times. Well, this is already fading, little by little, but I'm talking specifically about a little before right now. Right now it's end of November, uh, Friday after Thanksgiving, and I mean it's just bad for the world in general. You know, this is one of the things that sucks in these times. The well, I said the lyrics are going to suck. I mean, they don't need to, right? They don't have to, but the tendency is going to be that, and also it'll be extremely difficult to not for them not to suck, and also they're limited. The ceiling is lower because of all of this. Also, well, this has an effect on everyone else too, and this is I think that this is where it gets even more important because why do we care about oh the rappers don't have the ability to have the lifestyle that they would like to have. Oh, poor people. Well, this affects the rest of us too. I would say in a couple of ways. First of all, everyone listens to the music, right? Or some people listen to the majority of people listen to the music. Um, so the music itself is going to, I mean, you're not going to enjoy it that much. You know, it's going to be worse than it was. That's the first aspect in which this affects the rest of the people. And the second one is looking up to them. And I'm not talking about people, normal people, average people, you and I and everyone. Um, I mean, most people don't look at them and want to be exactly that, right? Or even close to that. But I would say that most people at least see that they have like expensive cars and money, girls, influence, all of that. I mean, who doesn't like that? Like really, it's in human nature to like that, right? Also, I mean, it affects us in a lot of ways. But looking up to them, I'm not talking about role models, but looking up to them, it's it's so bad for the average person because the top, like the top of the music industry in this case, it's way lower. It's way lower. So what normal people look at, like what they can achieve, like say that some people have like, oh, I want to be a rapper. I want to be like have all this money, all these things, whatever. When you see that, when that person sees that their life, the rapper's life, kind of sucks compared to what it used to be, they're like, they I mean, the normal impulse will be to think, well, to get a little depressed, honestly, to get a little depressed because I mean the ceiling has lowered, and if you want to be a rapper, you're like you want to have all those nice things, and you see them, and they're not able to have that lifestyle. So it's depressing you too. It's depressing the average people. I think I get my point across. I think so. Um. So yeah, I mean, this is just like one of this is what I think about sometimes. These times are very bad. Are very bad, and I mean the good part is that we are towards the end and all of that, right? Slowly getting back to normal, but we have seen it. We have seen this and it has depressed all of us for a period of time. And it's going to be in our minds even when things are back to normal. How we look at those things when things are back to normal, that is yet to be seen. But until then, we are in this situation.